saw the competition last night. What's it like kind of being here and being a spectator?
It's just, I hate being, I mean, I love being here, but just being like a spectator is like, it's really hard because I want to be out there competing on the competition floor, but it definitely motivates me. But, it's kind of, I don't know, it's bittersweet. Like, I like it, but I don't because I want to be out there. But then, sitting up here is definitely motivation.
How's training going?
Training's going awesome. I'm loving my new place right now in Ohio. I really like Buckeye. The coaches are amazing. I love my new teammates, and I'm just in a happy place right now.
Are you able to share with us your reason for the move?
Well, there was things that I could not do, things being asked of me that I could not do. It is what it is. It was a very unfortunate situation, but I'm in a great place right now, and like I said, I'm loving my new gym.
What makes it such a good fit for you?
Just everyone's just so supportive and comes together as a team. The coaches work very well together, and Mia Dennis, she's one of the juniors competing right now, and she's my teammate, and we both push each other. So, I have someone that pushes, me, we both push each other, so, that definitely makes a difference.
Can you balance your full-time training with the occasional appearance and whatnot that you probably have to do?
Well, I actually limited a lot of appearances to get back in the gym, so I'm focusing on training right now and, heading to Rio.
What do you think of Simone Biles?
She's awesome, she's a very strong, powerful gymnast, and we're really close friends. She's doing a very great job right now, and she's amazing.
When did you first meet her?
I met her, when I first met her, I met her at 2013 American Cup, and then we kind of got really close at the camps, the June and the July camp.
Yeah, she said you guys were roommates.
Yeah.
How did you find out, I guess, that you would be roommates?
Well, they have like this schedule and like the list of like who you'd be rooming with like ahead of time, and I think I don't know who sends it, but
women's program sends it out.
Okay, yeah.
And they do it. It's a random selection.
So.
What was it? What was it like, kind of being in the room with her outside of when you guys were, training and competing?
It's awesome being in a room with her. We're really close, and we always laugh a lot, and we send each other like so many different like pizza shots because we both like pizza a lot. So, it's lovely rooming with her.
What is your timeline of where you would like to be by this time next year in terms of your skill level, would you say?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Your timeline about how you're progressing toward getting to the level where perhaps you could be able to compete here next year. How are you progressing?
I'm progressing very well. Every week, I'm getting stronger, and I'm getting more difficult skills back, and getting, my old skills back too. So hopefully I'll be competing, by next year.
How close were you to competing this year?
I was ready. I was ready to compete. I was probably going to do one event at Classics and all four here.
And why didn't you?
Well, there's a very unfortunate situation that happened. So I had to move gyms and switch coaches. So I had to get used to them, and they had to kind of get used to me. And it was going to be a little bit too soon because I had to, just fill out the gym.
When you said that things were being asked of you that you could not do, was that things on the floor or things away from the actual sport?
Yeah, things away from the sport.
What do you remember about 4 years ago being at P&G's or Visas back then? Since kind of right now we're in midway between Olympics. It was in Hartford in 2010. You finished 4th in the junior all-arounds. Do you remember much about that?
I remember very little about my competition days being as a junior. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I don't know. I just remember watching. Watching the seniors, and I was definitely just inspired by all the competitors because I looked up to them. They're my role models. But I remember that part.
Did you think that in 2 years that you would be able to rise up to that level that you were seeing?
Never, never. I just watched the seniors. I was like, wow, I wish I could be that good, and I wish I could do those skills. And it wasn't actually until 2012 I started having that confidence and actually believing in myself.
You trained some in California this year as well. Can you talk about your decision to go there and your decision to leave California?
That's a very long story. I'm just going to tell you that moving to California was, I would have to say it was good for me. I got to spend a lot of time with my family, and I did work out a little bit there, but I got to just kind of rest because my body needed that. After the Olympics, I really didn't rest because I was all over the place doing like whirlwind tours, so I got to rest a little bit, and you know, then it was, when I left, it was, you know, serious training time, and I decided, okay, this is it, I have to get back into serious training.
And you've achieved the pinnacle of gymnastics, the Olympic all-around gold. What motivates you to keep going in the sport?
Just different goals I set for myself daily. Since I was an underdog, I really didn't experience more, you know, much international experience or doing a lot of world championships, so I definitely want to go to more international assignments and do probably one more worlds and just, I don't know, raise the bar in the gymnastics life, you know?
Did it take a while for things to sink in, what you accomplished at the Olympics?
It did. It still hasn't sink in to this day. I'm just, I don't know, I'm still taking it all in.
Sometimes when you take time off, perhaps the mental recovery is as important as the physical recovery. Where are you in terms of confidence level, equated with where you are physically in terms of your skill level right now? Is the confidence coming back, do you think?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I think the confidence is definitely coming back. My confidence is definitely getting stronger every single day, and I'm definitely stronger this time go around than I was before London.
Was that an issue during your time off? Did you lose a little bit in terms of that mental toughness or mental preparation as you went through some difficult times?
Not really. You have to really, since I'm in, you know, trained to turn it off and turn it back on, I'm really, you know, when I'm not doing anything, turn it off, and when I'm doing stuff, turn it back on. So it's like I just flip on and off this switch, so.
When you left Chow's, did you know where you wanted to go, or did you consider several different gyms?
I was considering some different gyms, you know, seeing what would be the perfect fit.
Are you in touch with any of your Chow's teammates?
I am. You know, I text them, and you know, we were very close because, you know, obviously I trained there and trained there before, so you know, we were very close. They're very sweet girls, and they're out here competing today, so I wish them nothing but success.
What's your living situation in Ohio?
Right now, I am currently in an apartment, so.
By yourself?
My grandmother's living with me, so I'm not all by myself.
Did you watch last year's World Championships?
I did.
What stood out to you the most?
What's that? And the competition was very well. I would have to say Simone.
What about watching Simone at that particular meet?
I love watching her floor. Her double out half is just beautiful.
When you were with her at the camp and you guys were both competing, how did you feel like she looked there? Did she look like somebody that's the greatest gymnast currently in the world? Did you think that about her even then, when she was coming back from the injuries?
I didn't realize she was coming back from an injury, but then when I went to the camp, she was recovering from a shoulder injury.
That's right.
So then I was like, oh wow, like, you look amazing, you know, coming back from this shoulder injury. But when she was out there competing, I just thought, like, wow, like, she's an awesome competitor and she's a great gymnast.
What do you think about the small number of competitors in the senior women's field this year?
It's crazy because I remember when I was competing, there's so many, and then now I look and there's only like, what, 8 during the all-around, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, what? It was just insane to me.
What do you remember about competing in the Nasty Olympic Cup?
What do I remember? I remember I was just super nervous because it was like the Nasty Cup. I was like, wow, because she's the 2008 Olympic champion. I was like, wow, I'm actually competing at her meet, so I was just super nervous, but I was so excited to compete.
Was that one of your first big time meets that you...
Yeah, mm-hmm.
And are you surprised at all to see how big it's gotten? It's grown so much since then?
Yeah, it's grown pretty well. I haven't really been able to, you know, really keep up with it, but I've heard it's doing very well.
Are your difficulty skills to the point you would like them to be at this point? How much has the sport progressed since 2012 in terms of difficulty, and how much do you have to catch on to get back to the level where you would like to be?
I would have to say the level of difficulty in gymnastics right now is amazing. You see everyone doing these big skills, trying to get these big connections, and it's really upgraded, and you know, I like watching it because it's very impressive, but me, you know, me, do you mean me doing big skills?
Yeah.
I'm definitely doing big skills and going all out this time, doing a lot of upgrades, so you're going to be seeing me doing a lot of connections and bigger skills.
What are your upgrades that you're planning?
You guys will just have to see.
Seeing the level of competition with such a small group of seniors, do you kind of think that you maybe could have challenged here?
That's a good question. I think so, yeah. I think so. I think they're definitely going to push me. They're going to make me work very, very hard.
Apart from obviously London, what else has been the highlight of your career so far?
Just getting to do the amazing opportunities. I'm a Right to Play ambassador, so I have help kids and just meet them and just encourage them because they have a right to play, and just doing different trade events, meeting fans, getting to do red carpets. I mean, it's just amazing. It's all been so great.
And there was a movie that made about your life. What did you think of that movie?
I liked it. It was inspired by, my life story and also my family's, and when we watched it, it was, kind of similar, so we liked it.
It's strange to see you and your family.
It was, yeah, it was. It can be overwhelming at sometimes, but I mean, at the same time, it was awesome, like we never thought that would happen.
How much are you in communication with Marta regarding your status and return and so forth?
She's very in the loop, she keeps tabs on us, and she was like, she'll talk to Kitty and she'll be like, how's Gabby doing? And Kitty will tell her, so she's pretty much very in the loop. And when we go down to the brand, she'll talk to the coaches and she'll talk to us, so she'll see our progress at the camp, so she,
Did she have any words of advice for you when you were at the last camp in terms of your progress and comeback?
She was very happy that I was coming back. She said I looked really good and really strong, and she was impressed just in the amount of time how I came back and looked very fit, and she was just really shocked, and she was just very impressed.
What do you think allowed you to come back so quickly?
My body type. Definitely God has blessed me with this amazing body type where things are still light to me and just effortless, and it wasn't really difficult for me coming back. You just have to ease yourself into it and just take one step at a time, take these baby steps until your body can actually, handle it, and then you gradually start, pushing yourself and getting harder and harder and intensity of the conditioning.
You had said you had some more goals for Rio. What would they be?
More hardware. Just going all out. More gold medals. That's the goal.
How often do you talk to your Olympic teammates?
Well, I was just texting Allie not too long ago. I think it was yesterday. She's coming in tonight, so I'm so excited to see her. I don't know, not very often anymore. I mean, we text here and there, but not like we used to, because we're all doing our own different things. We have our own different goals, and they're trying to come back too, so they're focused on what they need to do.
Do you think everyone's gonna be back here next year?
I hope so. I sure hope so. That would be awesome, Good old times.
Being out here, have you had any younger gymnasts or fans come up to you and ask you anything kind of particularly on a goal? What's kind of been the most interesting fan experience being around this meet and being a star here?
Yeah, I would have to say I don't really know which one's my favorite. I just have to say just meeting little girls and seeing their faces like, oh my gosh, this is really happening right now. It's just such a treat for me, because just seeing their faces, they light up and they're so happy to meet their idol or something. It's just, I like to see that on their face.
Back when you were growing up, did you ever have an incident like that with a particular gymnast?
Yeah, a lot of them. I don't remember really being shy, but my mom said I was very shy. I used to hide behind her legs. I think that was I don't know, Dominique Luciana, I guess. But I remember when I was that little girl looking up to, those professional gymnasts, and I was like, wow, awe, because I was like, they're so awesome.
Did you see any of that in Simone's eyes when you first met her? I mean, obviously she's already in the elite level, but could you kind of tell that she's maybe even a little bit awestruck when you first met her?
I think so, a little bit. I don't really know. I want to say yes, but I don't really know, because the first time we met, it was it happened so fast, and she was competing, and you know she was doing a lot of stuff. So I would say yeah, but I don't think so. I don't know actually.
She says she's asked you like advice, I guess. Do you remember in particular anything that she asked you that you thought was particularly interesting?
Advice. Did she say what about?
I'll have to ask her later.
I'll ask her. I'll ask her.
How close are you and Sean Johnson? Do you all stay in touch?
No, not so much.
What's the craziest question you've been asked in a situation like this?
Crazy question? No, I don't really remember. If I remember, I'll find you and I'll talk to you. I don't really know.
The 4-year grind is so difficult. Is it a smart move for people to keep competing throughout the 4-year quadrennium? Or do people need to take time off to a certain degree like you to be able to get?
I mean, if they can handle competing 4 years, I mean that's great. But I definitely recommend rest. That definitely makes a difference in your body, and it's not so much pounding on your joints, and it's not so much, you know, rigorous training. You know, it's just resting and resting your body. So I definitely recommend rest.
This is more physical rest than mental rest. You need the mental rest.
Yeah,
as well?
you need both. You definitely need both. I remember coming back from the Olympics, and I was just like, wow. Like mentally, it was just like a relief because there was so much mentally, like so much mental things going on. It was all mental, and it was like mentally stressful, you know. It's like your body knows what to do, but it's all mental. You're like, oh my gosh, am I gonna do this? Am I not? Like you already know what to do. That's why it's so like mental, because sometimes you try to like psych yourself out.
At the same time, is it hard to maybe step back as an elite athlete?
It
You're
is.
so used to going every single day.
Yeah, it is. It's so hard. Just going for every single day to not going is just tough because like you're like, I want to do something. I have to do something. Like even running helps, but I don't know. You just gotta take that time a little bit to just to rest and just to back off.
What are your goals for after gymnastics?
Man, the goals. I don't know. I guess I haven't really gotten that far yet. I just literally take one day at a time. I just set goals like in gymnastics, and then we'll see after.
Do you have your new routines all planned out, or are you still picking skills? Where are you in that process?
I do. I have my routines picked out, and they may change, they may not. I'm just working on getting the connections and just you know, getting some new skills.
It's such a long time, perhaps, before your next competition. I would think that would be a strain as well, having so much time in training before you get a